Yo, welcome on everyone. So, I'm sure most of you have heard the news. I mean, it's hard to avoid it regarding the Boruto anime's quote-unquote final episode, or at least the last episode of part 1. No, I mean, it's like, I don't think it's an odd decision, but I think it's an odd decision because I think the natural thing that persons expected would have been, oh, let's finish everything pre-time skip and then call that part 1. But you guys knowing me and knowing how I feel about the Boruto anime in terms of its, you know, it's rocky start in terms of a real world production standpoint. You know how I feel about it and how it's been dragging on for the most part, you know. So yeah, but honestly, with that in mind, I'm expecting these last few episodes to be special. You know, we're getting into the some heated portions when it comes on to this Code Assault arc, so it is what it is. But anyway, here we are, episode 291. Hope you guys are having an awesome Sunday. Let's see what this episode has to offer for us. I know in terms of the pacing, these last few episodes have been like 2 chapters. That's insane to me, crazy. But you know, all for the best because we're rushing towards the end of part 1. And I imagine that does signal even a louder bell when it comes on to the coming of the time skip. So it is what it is. But anyway, be sure to leave a like, naturally, comment, of course, and subscribe because we're on our way to 2,000 subscribers. And I would appreciate the support, of course. And, you know, starting more discussions with you guys. So, for the most part, let's just get into it. Alright, here we go. Karma level 1 Boruto versus Code. And at this point, Boruto's realizing you can't reason with this man. Man's like your biggest fan, but no, but slap a killer, bro. Well, at least you realize. Start the fight! Wow, just realizing. Some Okage you are. Alright, let's go! What kind of laser Rasengan was that? Alright. Boruto pulling out the tactics. Love it, love it. Yeah, and this is what I was basically saying, not anytime recently, but you know, in the past before that, even though you had a lot of persons who could like negate ninjutsu or stop this, or you had persons who are identifying as non-ninja anymore, the contrast between or the dynamic between those type of characters fighting actual ninja could make for interesting choreography. So yeah, that's the thing at the end of the day. So far, I think the art is looking better than the animation. Yeah, the art is definitely looking better than the animation. In other words, there's a surefire way for Boruto to reasonably, within the confines of the lore, to actually surpass Naruto. Yeah. Man's alright. Say less. You want me to show you the true power? Please give me that a sick adaptation of that scene. Yo, see there. Yo, alright. Yo, man, alright. Man looks sick with the Otsutsuki Byakugan eye and theme eye. It look clean. Man, not like clean. See it, no. Bruh. Yo, alright. Boruto going in. Good strategy on Code's part there. Yo, yeah, alright, that was a nice punch there. This money I'm about him hold wisdom at age siege mode. Everybody else they're on vacation apparently. But me are the only one who free. Yeah man, everything gone good man. Me I still the baddest thing since sliced bread. Me have this wisdom at age siege mode and now I got nothing. Wasn't there like a... Yeah. Just sure there was a scene with Boruto throwing a vanishing Rasengan at Code. Yo. Yes, how long can you hold up, man? Wisdom of age. Madness. I think this is new. Oh, C tier. But look at those, like the way. Nah man, I'm out of this plotting, brother. I mean, you could have just said that in your head, bro. You didn't have to, you know, speak it out for someone to read your lips. Alright, the time for the main man to take the stage. And we're not talking about Lobo. Yes, sir. Like, I'm really excited to see this part because, like, it's at this point in the manga, Momoshiki, like, for me, redeemed himself in a sense. Like, the man just came back with a vengeance, brother, and just took the scene. Man took the screen time. Yo. Yes, sir. Just like that time. Of course, they flash back to that part. The menace to society, Momoshiki himself. Yo! The man say, yo. We don't have to play with the little Rasengan them no more. This is the real deal, brother. Yo! This man like such a menace, brother. Alright, so there we have it. Episode 291 of the Boruto anime Control, and whew, jeez, we really are getting to the climax of this arc for the most part. Manga readers are, I can imagine, are really excited when it comes on to this episode, as we see Boruto versus Code, Boruto and Kawaki versus Code, Momoshiki making an appearance, lore drops when it comes on to the Karma, Naruto, Shikamaru. Everything is overall just getting really chaotic as we move towards this whole confrontation with Code, which for the most part is what most of the arc has been, you know, setting the stage for. And as we'll see in the next episode, some of the seeds, the foundation that was planted in earlier episodes, especially with the conversations between Amado and Kawaki, his psychological, you know, move, so to speak, we'll see that come to fruition with the next episode. But, you know, that's for next episode. This episode overall, I think my disappointment came from, because the preview for this episode was very, like, it wasn't mostly like still panning shot images, so I was expecting something special when it came onto the animation. But for the most part, the animation was just alright. It wasn't anything too special. As I was saying throughout the reaction, the art seemed more the art seemed to stand up more so than the animation, so to speak. But the animation was alright. Wasn't anything special, but I think that kind of helps to reinforce the idea of why they want to end this by episode 293, and then we'll come back at some later point with part 2. So I think that's just a reminder of that real world production move from Studio Pero, or Period, however it's pronounced. So yeah, there's that. But this episode, it's interesting. I think for the most part, after all the build that we've had with the last few episodes, it's what persons want. The chaotic nature of it. You know, you spend all this time building up to, and you know, things are going slow at pace. We're building when it comes on to things with Code. We're building when it comes on to Kawaki and his mindset. We're building when it comes on to Boruto, and how persons outside those, you know, three factors such as like Naruto, Shikamaru, Amado are kind of reacting to it, and we're kind of in this collision course for what we have now, which is the good part about it, because it means there is payoff to the patience of us, the audience, which I like, honestly. You know, finally getting to see this fight animated. Now, getting into the episode itself, it's good because we get to, you know, re-emphasize or reinforce for us, the audience, that Code is a character that won't be reasoned with. He's a fanatic. How should I put it? Would zealot be the right term when it comes on to the Otsutsuki? And of course, Boruto is seeing this, you know, face forward, like, you know, up in his face, essentially, like, for himself. There won't be any taunt no jutsuing this guy, which even if Code at this point isn't the type of villain or antagonist that's like, he's not doing like what Madara or Pain did for me, at least at this point, you know, he won't be taught no jutsu. So that's the good part, I guess, the silver lining coming out of all of this. And it's good. And you know, going into it, we get to see some nice choreography when it comes on to Boruto, who's in his level 1 karma state versus Code. And the benefit to that, again, like I was saying, the reaction is just the contrast when it comes on to Code, who of course doesn't identify as a ninja, and Boruto, who, you know, embodies that whole, you know, ninja aspect. If we were to take his development and growth from the Chunin exam arc or the Boruto Naruto the movie, in terms of, you know, even though things are changing and there are new innovative ways to do things, there's still a benefit to being a ninja at heart. You know, someone who endures, so to speak, and still finds the intent in, how should I put it? Alright, let me not complicate it, but you know, being a ninja at heart, you guys know what I mean based on, you know, watching that arc or that movie yourself. And it's a contrast between those two notions, that two different philosophies when it comes on to how they approach combat, that makes it interesting to actually watch them, because it's cool to see Boruto trying these ninja tactics against Code and seeing how he reacts to it. So I definitely like that. And of course, beyond the choreography, is the philosophy behind it in terms of how these characters actually, where these characters are coming from, because again, Code is coming from the viewpoint of, you know, the Otsutsuki, a set of characters who don't really believe in necessarily. Yeah, sorry about that, somebody had a kid blowing their horn. But yeah, it's interesting because they're coming from two different, you know, two different ends of the spectrum. Code, who kind of views the Otsutsuki as his gods, and characters who don't really necessarily believe in hard work to necessarily achieve their power, or have a different philosophy in terms of gaining power, versus Boruto now, who, you know, even though he was subscribing to the easy way to get power, he has learned his lesson from many arcs ago when it comes on to the true value of hard work, being a ninja, even in an era of innovative new ways to do things. So I think it kind of speaks volume below the surface of just an interestingly choreographed fight. And I think that's what I like about, you know, this episode, or at least this section of the story when it comes on to Code versus Boruto. Now, of course, we do have a lore drop, and we learn more about the karma in terms of, apart from the cliche, you know, you activate it, yeah, you get physically stronger, power, speed, your stats go up. But apparently you get combat experience when it comes on to the Otsutsuki, the karma, you know, the Otsutsuki that implanted the karma. Getting that combat experience is a major push for characters like Boruto to leapfrog and jump beyond what the previous generation was. And I know when it comes on to shonen, and especially where, you know, things left off at the end of Naruto, it was hard for persons to really conceptualize how Boruto would really, you know, surpass Naruto, you know, because I make a point of it when it comes on to even talking about Sarada these days and how she's going to get stronger, because when you really put it into perspective, how strong are the progression of Naruto and Sasuke over the course of Naruto, right? up to the 4th Great Ninja War, and then how strong Madara was when he was Edo Tensei and brought back, and then how strong he got, and then the fact that Naruto and Sasuke got these major power-ups to put them on a totally different level in comparison to everybody, and then you stack on 15 years of training on top of that, give or take. No matter how they look, at least on paper that's the case, no matter how unimpressive they may look, or if you want to complain they're even nerfed, whatever the case may be, that's the case. They should be way stronger than how they were in the 4th Great Ninja War. And it's like, how do we go about making Boruto and Sarada, or just a new gen, even comparable or stronger than the previous generation, specifically Naruto and Sasuke, especially since we're getting these villains that are stronger than Madara, etc, etc. It's like, how do we go about it, especially when it comes down to a shonen, where the longer it goes on, we're introducing stronger and stronger persons. And I think the Karma is a nice, innovative, creative way within the confines of the lore and logic that this story is putting forth to actually get Boruto up to that level. Because of course, I don't personally think that Momoshiki, Fuse Momoshiki, was stronger than 100%, you know, TL Beast Mode 6 paths Naruto, but I would say he's still relatively in the same tier. So if we put Momoshiki's combat experience on top of what Boruto has, and of course we'll still have room for him to train and get stronger, then the door kind of opens up. It becomes much clearer how Boruto can actually get to that point, you know? So that's the interesting thing I think this episode also establishes, and I definitely love that, because of course everybody hates when they pull some kind of assful in terms of how characters leapfrog in strength. Like, yeah, we don't want to just to be like, oh, I'm a prodigy, so I can get stronger with 5 hours of training or something like that. So, you know, that's a good part about all of that. So definitely love them setting the foundation for that with this episode as well. Now, moving past all of that, of course, Amado's meds, of course, giving Boruto more access to Momoshiki's combat experience and power without being taken over. Nice tidbit, but it's only a stopgap, as he said by the end there. But it's interesting to see Boruto go ahead. I like seeing him, you know, turn the tables on code there. You know, it was, I mean, the animation still wasn't anything super special, but it was exciting to see. So I'll give it to the episode for that. It was just like, yo, Boruto just looked sick with the visual appearance of it. Just look, I love it. But nah, like, especially when the man was kneeling down after him just tap into more Momoshiki's power and combat experience. Yeah, man, that looks sick. Nah, lie. So yeah. But as we see, Konoha is trying to mobilize to track down Boruto, and Shikamaru and Naruto are making their way, with Naruto, of course, trying to take the lead, make promises that he'll bring back Boruto and Kawaki, activating Sage Mode, Wisdom of Experience. And if nothing else, from the anime only perspective, I would say, okay, yes, this is a prime opportunity to see what Naruto can do without Kurama, because for the longest while, especially from the perspective of the anime, everybody's been reminding this man, yo, you don't have Kurama anymore. What you can do? You're not good again. you see me? So I think this moment, from an anime only perspective, kind of sets the stage to say, oh, okay, we're looking forward to seeing Naruto get into action. So I know I'm saying this a lot, but from the anime only perspective, you know, it really sets the stage for something to look forward to. That's all I'll say. So yeah, there's that. But of course, by the end of the episode, we have Momoshiki coming back and taking over Boruto's body, even though Boruto himself hasn't run out of chakra or lose consciousness. Seems Momoshiki can seemingly take over his consciousness or his body somewhat or implicitly at will. So I wonder what that's going to bring for the future of, you know, Boruto and how he feels about himself and his potential danger to those around him. But things are getting even more chaotic as Momoshiki goes up against Code now. So all around chaos. But all that aside, to encapsulate all of that, I think it was an awesome episode. Easily I would say a 7 to 7.5 out of 10 episode. While the animation was alright, but nothing special per se. The art was decent, and just in terms of the lore and the how should I put it? When you dig below the surface of the philosophy of where the characters are coming from in this episode, between when it comes down to Code and Boruto, it's good to see a little reinforcement of what Code's character stands for, you know, setting the stage to look forward to other things in the upcoming episodes, to say the least, and the overall chaotic nature and payoff for the slower episodes, even though they were covering a lot of manga material. Just that payoff for the build-up that we've had up until this point. I think we've had a solid episode with this episode. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how these last 2 episodes go. Let me know what you thought in the comment section below, of course, and your overall expectations. I think out of everything, I think persons maybe well, I think the section where we had Code going up against Boruto and Kawaki for a slight bit may have been new. I would have to double check that. But I think persons out of everything, I think they may have wanted just a bit more extended fight scenes, maybe. But we're coming to the end here, so I guess we can't really expect that. We'll be playing it almost 1-for-1 to the manga. So yeah. But anyway, Sanju Chia here. I hope you guys are having an awesome day. Let me know what you thought, and I'll see you in the next Boruto video.